Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your love and career reading for November. You've reached Wild Pearl Tarot. I appreciate you stopping by. We're going to be getting messages starting with career. If it resonates, keep it, claim it, collaborate with my energy, say hi, like the video, subscribe. If it does not resonate, consider checking out your moon sign, especially if you're born at night. Sometimes that's even more accurate. All right, you guys. So starting with career, all these cards have been pre-shuffled. Whatever flies out, we read it the way it flew out, and we let the cards choose us. So present situation for Sagittarius in career, we have the work card. I always think of Rihanna's song, work. 8 of Pentacles. So hard at work at something. It's investing your time, your energy. All right, trying to make something materialize, putting your all into it. The King of Pentacles flies upside down. So this can mean a few things. Let's get a clarity card on that real quick. Clarity on the King of Pentacles, please, for Sagittarius, present situation. Yeah, so you got messages coming forward. Let's see. Something feels... Give me a second. We have the Death card along with the 8 of Wands, and we have the King of Pentacles. For some of you guys, I feel like something's in your way. Somebody's in your way potentially, and I think that is changing. It's moving out. If somebody's been somebody or an entity of some sort, I'm even thinking of a bank, but like an entity is standing in your way of making money with whatever you're working hard on. I do feel like something's coming to an end soon, very soon, rapidly. Like it could be today, it could be tomorrow. But the 8 of Wands is always, I always take it as a really great sign. It can also symbolize travel, but usually it's quick communication. So something's coming to an end here. And for a few of you guys, this could be actually somebody who's had a financial hold on you. It's been kind of withholding or manipulative with money, but it's just not going to work out for long. And that's why we're getting the Death card. Very interesting. So messages going into this situation for Sagittarius in career and finance. What messages does Tarot have? Any advice for the situation? We have 5 of Swords upside down. So this is coming out of conflict. If there's been competition, conflict, more specifically, the 5 of Swords makes us reflect on the cost of being right. Okay? So it feels like there's some flow. Whatever was working against you is moving out of its way, moving out of your way. We've got the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands. This could be male or female. These are 2 different people. You might be one of these people, especially could be that you're the Wands because it represents the fire signs. But this is all of a sudden movement and flow. It feels like the tarot is talking about 3 different people for a lot of you. If there's a collaboration at work somehow, and somebody's been like, everything's going smoothly, it's just one person keeps stepping in the way, whether that's a boss or if it's another collaborator or coworker. For some, they're moving out of the way, and you're going to be getting messages quickly about that. They're getting out of the way. And then I think you're going to be getting flow. You're going to be experiencing with this other individual. There's going to be vision restored, like revisioning the future, movement towards the future, confidence, and the nurturing energy of the Queen of Pentacles, which has a balancing effect on any work environment. So there's almost a caring, a careful and responsible individual here that's looking over it all and caring about it. Interesting, really interesting. So basically the tarot is saying, hold tight. Change is happening very soon. This entity's moving out of your way, and you're going to experience major flow coming in soon. So cool. Anything else the tarot wants to say? Okay. So this is regarding a feeling. I think you felt, Sag, like you've been stuck. And even though the 8 of Swords the meaning of this card is, yes, you feel stuck, but you don't always realize you can unbind yourself and take that blindfold off at any point and just simply walk around those swords. And I think that that's what you're going to be experiencing in November, and very soon. For some of you guys, it's already started. And I don't feel like you're alone in it. I think that you have a collaborator, like I said, or somebody else who's witness to this experience, and they're kind of with you in all of this. And keep an open mind. The Page of Wands is a lot of fun. It's introducing fun back into the situation. It's introducing imagination and play. So you might even have some new revising the future a little bit with your endeavors, your work endeavors. You might be having some fun, brainstorming, playing with new ideas. And it's just a reminder to keep an open mind. Okay, so that's your advice from Tarot regarding finance and career. It looks really positive. I'm going to give the cards another shuffle, and we're going to talk about love. In the meantime, if this is resonating, if you do claim it, collaborate with my energy. And please like the video. I thank you very much. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. All right, so for Saggies in love. Saggies in love. Whoa. Oh, sorry. I have a mic on, so I'm sorry. This is the first time I've used it, so I could be really misusing it, and I have no idea. I'll find out later. I'm wondering if some of you guys feel a little overwhelmed in love. Tell me more about the present situation with our Sagittarians in love. Beautiful. You have a very deep reading so far. This is the Hermit card flying out with the Sun card. The Sun card is one of the most brilliant, bright, shiny, beautiful cards in the deck because it sheds a really positive light over the entire reading. So even if you get some of the more dramatic cards like the Tarot card or the Death card, when you get that Sun card on top of it, it's kind of like, oh, you're going to be fine. So you may be feeling a little overwhelmed. There might be even some confusion or wishy-washiness in your world right now. There's a sense of a little bit of defeat, a defeated feeling to this. But what's brilliant is what I'm feeling with the Hermit card is all your experiences, instead of panicking or instead of impulse or jumping from one storyline to another one and presuming too much, you're calling upon all your past experiences and you're slowing down your energy and you're kind of looking, you're like taking the deep breath, positive, meditative route of following your intuition with it. So that's so far the energy of this reading. Going into the future, as things stand right now for Sagittarius, the energy that they have around whatever their situation is, what can be expected. Now, I want to say this real quick. You make your own future. You do. This is just paper. So when things resonate, you can usually feel them in your body. Things go click, or you hear a little tone in your ear. Sometimes you get shivers, or sometimes you just feel it in your gut and you're like, yes, that feels right. Listen to those things because that's telling you something. Tarot is nothing more but an exploration, a vehicle for exploration, and exploring your own thoughts and ideas and everything. And it does get kind of downright creepily accurate, but these are general readings, right? So they're just there to open up your mind and explore a little. This is not going to tell you your future, but I'd like to ask the Tarot, with the present energy, if that is resonating with you, what can be expected? Just had to kind of throw that out there, All right, the Tarot card. This is the Tower. Just checking to make sure that they're all right, all upside right. This flew upside down, and so this is about coming out of an event that shook you up, that you had you had less control over, if any at all. Sometimes that's a physical move. An actual move from one place to another. And sometimes it's just life throwing kind of a wrench into the works. The Tarot card of the Tower is always I always read it as very positive, but it's not always comfortable in the moment because it's definitely a shakeup. It's like the universe is stepping in and being like, you're not going to make these changes, so I will. And steps into the picture and does something. Yeah, okay, so we have the conflict card of the Five of Wands. So sometimes the tarot card, I keep on saying the tarot card of the Tower. It's really funny. I don't know why I'm doing that. This feels kind of like resistance. Resistance for what, in hindsight, if you weren't to resist it, you don't want this shakeup to happen. And it has something to do with a growth spurt. It has something to do with getting over this hump of communication, possibly competition plays a role, but these two cards flew out, Ace of Wands with the Moon. I think that there's an opportunity here, and I think you have the sense that whatever this is in your own scenarios, you all have different ones, by resisting things going on, by resistance, you can hold off this thing coming through. This could be a person, this could be an offer, this could be the Death. For some of you guys, this is something that feels like it might end before it starts. It could be a new love, one of you guys is more infatuated with the other, and others, it's just like a deal breaker situation, and this person is not going to grow in the ways that they need to in order to have a healthy, awesome future with the other. And so they're realizing that like they might not be able to stave off the inevitable. I feel like there's this offer coming that you don't. What an interesting reading. I'm going to take one or two more cards, two apparently, from this deck, and then I'm going to open up a new deck. I'm going to tell you, if there's something, I'm going to say this, if there's something disappointing in love for you, if that feels like it comes in the form of a deal breaker, you realize something about another individual that you're just starting to really get into, or things were starting to move along, and you realize they're never going to grow in the way that they need to grow in order to be your equal, or they're never going to, balance out, or there's just too much conflict, and the other person's never going to get help or therapy, or, I'm just giving you some scenarios. There's a major change here that somebody, and even possibly a resurrection. The Judgment card is a resurrection card. So something can resurrect by only going through the disappointment. This could be yours, this could be somebody else's. But it's almost like something needs to die before it can rise up again. When it rises up, it will look different for everybody else, or everybody, but there's this opportunity that is hidden behind fear. There's an opportunity. My mom used to have this saying, and I loved it, because it's so true. When you stop running away from the boogeyman and turn around to face him, you'll find that he's holding out a gift for you. And that's what this sort of feels like, is that there's some inevitables here, and I think you know it. And I think that's why we're getting these beautiful cards. The Hermit, it's just time. Like when you feel confused and one voice in your head is saying something and the other voice is saying the other, you finally you feel exhausted or defeated, or you just don't see the way out. Sometimes the results are none of your business, right? And there's almost relief in that. All you can do is take the next step forward. And this is a very beautiful step, because your step is just starting to listen to your own intuition day by day, one step at a time. And there's this sun shining down on you. Now, it's funny that you have the sun and the moon in the same reading. This is reassuring you that by following that lantern, which symbolizes your intuition, that's how the sun is going to come out. Right now, hidden behind that moon, hidden in the darkness, is this opportunity But when I asked for clarity to this, we got the darkness itself. We got the death card. And I don't say that in a bad way, because the death also means rebirth, which is this, having to go through this disappointment. Somebody, and that might not be you, somebody must experience this disappointment in order to have a huge life change and realization. So let's just see if this deck has anything else to say. Any more advice for Sagittarians in love? The World card. So the old way of doing things, the old way that you've been immersed in recently, is coming to a very healthy end. So that doesn't mean it can't resurrect or something down the way. It doesn't mean all your scenarios are different. But the World card introduces this beautiful ending of a chapter and the beginning of a new one. Okay, clarity from the World card. Clarity for the World card for our Sagittarius. We've got the Three of Swords. So there's a theme here, right? We've got some of the same cards here. All right. So I think that there's a twist, a plot twist. We've got the Page of Cups. This is beautiful. Something kind of magical and unexpected can happen inside this darker place. Some of the more intense emotions. So letting instead of pushing them off and doing whatever you can to push off the inevitable, maybe steering into just letting what is flow. You know, if this is another person who needs to go through a disappointment or realization, letting it happen. And if that is you, letting this chapter close. What the tarot is not saying, sorry, probably was loud. What the tarot is not saying yet, but what this feels like, is that with the Judgment card it is kind of saying it, is that this is like somebody hitting their bottom with something. And this is somebody listening to their intuition and realizing, you know, why exhaust yourself on things you cannot change? And then this is what is beautiful, is that twist, plot twist, which is also the Miracle card of what you don't expect to happen can happen, which is symbolized with that fish jumping out of the cup. You know, fishes don't belong in cups, but hey, there's water in there, it can survive. So, as far as advice goes, it looks like the tarot is saying, accept what is in the current moment. It doesn't mean it's going to be that way tomorrow. If somebody needs to leave something behind, take a risk and head towards those pastures, those greener pastures, and facing that moon and the sun you see in the distance, that symbolizes intuition. So that's basically the hermit jumping back up there. That's high priestess energy. That's following one's intuition, taking a risk into the unknown rather than trying to build something that is empty. These cups are something that this individual on the card spent a lot of time working on, cultivating, thinking about. If this is a relationship, this is a lot of energy put into something that they realize is not going to make them happy in the end. So by turning around and leaving, you see what is. Everybody gets to see what is really there. Beautiful. King of Cups. This is a passionate individual. This is somebody who's going to be going through a little bit of anxiety, but there's this compassion that comes through. The King of Cups is a very highly evolved, emotional individual, male or female, anybody in between, but they have compassion and empathy, and they know how to reach out to others and also to connect with their own emotions to help guide them, to help create a map. This wants to come out. And these two cards come out. So we have the Moon again and the Queen of Swords. There might be communications and boundaries that have yet to be drawn. There might be fear attached to that. There might be things that are still kind of hidden or foggy currently, but those things are going to be coming to light very soon. So, you know, some of you guys, this isn't so serious. This is like a discussion. This is like maybe an argument. Some of you guys, this is, you know, you need to leave that person who's dragging you down. You cannot change. You've been trying to change them, trying to change yourself around them in order to, maybe this will work. Let things flow for a little while. Where will they flow? If an old chapter needs to close, I assure you a new one will open. All right, you guys. And we have that sun card beaming down. So all of this actually does look positive and really intriguing. I think you've got a very interesting November. And say hi and stay tuned. I'll have more readings out to you very soon. Take care.